Hello everyone, this is Jeanette. I am with Mountain Misters at mountainmisters.blogspot.com, and I want to share with you a little project that I'm working on and getting ready for the arts and crafts fairs. And it's this little box here, and inside this little box it holds a 6-pack of these wax candle melts. I got these at the dollar store, and I thought how cute this would be to do as a little project for quick little gifts. And so I went ahead and I decided to go ahead and give it a try in making my own box for it. The first 2 times I wasn't successful in doing that box, but I found a website. It's called thecraftyowl.uk.co, and she had a video on how to go ahead and make a box for a project every time, and it worked wonderfully. So that's exactly what I did. So let's go over the supplies we're going to need for this video. So the first thing you need is your cardstock for the box, and I'm going to use Cajun Craze, and we're going to cut this down to 8 by 8. Then you need a piece of white cardstock, of Whisper White, to go on the front of the box, and that is cut at 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then you're going to need another little tiny piece that's for the banner, and that's going to be at 1 by 2.5 inches. I'm going to use the stamp set, 2 different stamp sets today, and for this one we're going to use Country Living, and we're also going to use, the sentiment is going to be from Sheltering Tree. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and cut down my cardstock, and we're going to cut it to 8 by 8. Open up my little bar here, and let me just get this cut really super quick. So we're going to cut that at 8. You're going to have just a little tiny sliver left over. So that's cut. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside for right now. And the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and start making our box. And I'm going to use the envelope punch board for this. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to make your first punch. Let's see if you can see this. At 2 7/8, which is going to be right here. So we're going to go to 2 7/8. I'm going to punch, and then I'm going to score. And then the next punch is at 4 3/8. Going to punch and do that. Then I'm going to make it, turn it twice to the left. I'm going to go again at 2 7/8, punch and score. Score that down better. And then at 4 7/8. And we're going to 4 3/8, I'm sorry. 4 3/8. And we're going to punch and score. Then we're going to turn it, and on these lines that are right here, we're going to line these lines up with this little arrow right here, and we're going to punch and score. Then we will punch and score, and then for the last time we're going to follow that same repetition of punching and scoring on those 2 lines. And let me do the last one, and we're done. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to burnish all of these corners. I'm going to start here. We'll just get them with a nice sharp crease. I'll do the inner ones first, just like that. And then we'll do the ones closer to me, the little flaps. Just one more after this. If you have never tried Stampin' Up! Products, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Everything is so nice and coordinates beautifully, and it's just a treasure to work with. I started up with Stampin' Up! Years and years ago, and I finally decided just to go ahead and become a demonstrator, and I'm loving it. So you can corner around the flaps, the ends if you want, and I'm going to do that just to help give it a more finished look. And I'm just going to, I turned the punch board around to do that. And then that's that. Next, what we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to, on these two longer areas, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut on that score line to make the little tuck-in flaps. And you're just going to cut until you hit that score line. And I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to use the score tape. And I'm going to put a piece coming this way and a piece coming this way. It's a rainy, yucky day here in New Mexico. It's a perfect day to sit inside and do some crafting. So I'm going to take off these little pieces if I can get them off. Kind of hard to get them off sometimes. I'll use my scissors for this one. Get that one off. And then to help me fold this little box over, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the wax melts as my extra set of hands after I get that sticker off the top of it. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to fold in these corners and we're going to line it up and press so that score tape will hold. And then you might have to give it a good press. And then what I like to do is just turn it over and get in there with the bone folder and give it an extra rub to hold it. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this side too, so it's lined up right there with that line. We're going to go ahead and stick that and get in there and get that down again. Then, so we're going to have it like that, and this is where I use this to help me out. So we're going to put that in there. Then we're going to use this tearing tape. And I'm going to put it from here to here. No, I'm not. I'm going to put it on this flap. From here to here. And tear it. And then I'm going to take it from here to here and tear it too. Get it to stick. And then the hard part again is trying to get those little extra white things off. And I'm going to use my scissors this time just to get me a corner started because it seems to go easier that way. And then we'll get this one right here. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold these down and stick it. Then we're going to come over here, and what I like to do is take these and cut to that score line on both sides. I'll turn it this way. Cut that, and then just kind of tuck them inside, and there's your box. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reverse this around, and I'm going to have that put in there. You can either cut off these little flaps or use them to tuck inside, whichever you want to do. And I've tried both ways, and I think I like tucking them in better. Okay, so there's the box. Now we're going to go on to the image, and I'm going to go ahead and with that stamp set, Country Livin', we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp the truck. And to stamp the truck, and the colors I used on this, here's the little truck right here. I'm not going to make you watch while I color all of that. But what I did was I went ahead and I stamped the truck, and I used the Momento Black ink to stamp the truck. The Momento Black ink. And then I went ahead and stamped it again and did a mask so I could do the sponging. So for the sky, what I did was I used soft sky, to get the lighter color in, and just started sponging with the daubers. And then I added the Marina mist and went ahead and darkened up the areas a little bit. And then for the grass, I used wild wasabi and sponged that in, a little darker in some spots, and that's fine by me. And then to color in the truck, I used Smoky Slate, Basic Black, Early Espresso, and for the truck itself, I used Real Red. After I did that, I went ahead and I colored in the windows using Wink of Stella, and that gives them the shine like that. And then I adhered dimensionals to the back, and we'll go ahead and get those off of there now. Get those up and off. I just got through vacuuming the floor here. We'll see how many of these end up on the floor again. So they end up everywhere. Stuck to my feet, stuck to my arms, stuck to my shirt. Stuck everywhere. Okay, just a few more to go. And I think there's just 3 more. One more, last one. And this piece of the Whisper White that I used was 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then I'm just going to go ahead and attach that right there. Just kind of putting it like that. And then I took some of this burlap ribbon, the burlap ribbon, and I took it and I separated the pieces. Because I tried tying it with it intact and it was just too hard. So I went ahead and separated the pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and take it right around the bottom here. And I'm going to tie it in a bow. Get it down even. I tie it in a bow. So you watch me struggle to do this. Not too bad. Just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take some dimensional, some mini glue dots. And I'm going to take and attach them underneath where that is, just to make sure that stays there. Just like that. Then we're going to take our sentiment from Sheltering Trees. Let me figure out, oh, it's right here. And we're going to take this sentiment, and I used Thinking of You. Yes, I used Thinking of You. And I don't know what I did with my little piece for my banner, so I'm going to have to cut another one real quick. So we're just going to cut this, like I said, 1 inch. 1 inch. Maybe. An inch by 2.5. Okay. And then I used the wild wasabi to stamp my sentiment. Just get a small block here. Put this down and make sure it's straight. Okay, Thinking of You. And we're going to go ahead and ink that up. And I'm just going to take and right here and make sure I got enough. Okay, so we'll go ahead and ink that up again, and we're just going to go ahead and stamp that right there. Give it time to sink into the paper. And there's Thinking of You. And then on that other one, I kind of cut it into a banner, but this one's kind of short, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And then I took some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals and I stuck a few of them on there. I'm going to use my scraps that I've got left on this piece of paper here. And I'm just going to add a total of 3 of them. And then we're going to go ahead and adhere it to the top of the little box. Just going to adhere it right here. And that's my quick little project for you today. Here's the first one. And here is the second one I made. This is the original and this is the second one. So I want to thank you for joining me. If you do not have a demonstrator, I'd be more than happy to become your demonstrator. You can find me at Mountain, M-O-U-N-T-A-I-N, Misters, M-I-S-T-E-R-S, .stampinup.net. And I want to thank you for tuning in and watching this video. And if you don't have a catalog and you're interested in a catalog, just leave me a note or a post on this video. Don't forget to comment and like, and I will see you later. Thank you. Bye.